It's gonna give us another, I think it's 15 by 18. So it's really gonna add a huge amount. Like, that's just a pile of rocks sitting on the ground.
Yes, this is a lot of space to gain, but this is a lot of work to do. The amount of work that is required to gain the space when we've already expanded the square footage like huge in that other area, I think that's enough.
It's a lot more space. I feel like when people come down into the basement and they see, like, if it was this big, like, that's insane.
I know. I still say no.
Okay.
My vote is no.
There's a really good chance that I'm not gonna listen. We're in this basement with these low ceilings and we're working down here for a couple weeks. I'm surprised I didn't bust my head open sooner.
Think about it. Canada and a culture by the
So we had the inspection this morning for all of the sections that we've dug out for the underpinning. Once we started digging out underneath, we realized that there was a lot of loose laid rocks for the first course of stone. So we had to sort of get under there and pack some structural mortar up into all the crevices and make sure it was all secured. Some of it was actually just sort of caving in, which we were kind of worried about. And also I had to fasten some rebar according to the specs from the engineer. And so now I'm just forming up the actual form with some plywood and some stakes. I've got 2 meters of concrete coming, so it's not a massive pour. It's good to get to this stage because you know, we want to get digging more of this out, and we really can't dig any more out until we've poured this phase of the underpin. So now we'll just pour the concrete in this gap and make sure we vibrate it well. So I'm just putting some angle braces on this post. This post is for the massive fence we're building around the backyard. It's always a good idea to get a couple braces on your posts when you're setting them so that they're not moving around once you're pouring concrete. So that's one of 29 posts. Monday. This is why I like building my own fences. Put your eye down that post. You never get a fence that's this straight. Carpenters build better fences than fence builders. as we started removing the false wall behind the furnace, we realized that the actual foundation of the foundation of the stone wall behind the false wall was, again, it was really shoddy. It was just kind of throwing on some rocks on grade or just like slightly below grade. We have to reform a new foundation and pin it into the existing, all the loose rocks from the existing rubble foundation. It will lock it all together and greatly decrease the chance of it collapsing. But we have to do that first. So the only way to really get in there is we kind of got to dig it down to the first course of stone, wherever that is, which we're not sure yet. Form plywood right down to that level and right up to the underside of these joists, and then pour concrete in from above. So that's why we've just cut out this section of plywood up the subfloor. Stop! Fuck, it came out from the bottom. Fuck.